Hello! This video is 3 days late now, and shot in the living room because my bedroom could use a deep clean. Hi, yeah, sorry about that. It's been a weird weekend, and the day this was supposed to get done, Friday, I woke up. I was supposed to work. I didn't work because I woke up and I was dead, like just wiped out, like. So I called into work and slept Friday and Saturday. Felt much better. Went to work Sunday, and then last night was a staff party that I was like, I had promised people I was going to go to, so I did. In some ways it was interesting. It was nice to get out and socialize. In some ways I desperately wish that, like, you got a stamp that said, like, congratulations, you've socialized. You can now be an unrepentant introvert. And nobody can bother you about it. But that's not how these things work. So it's now Monday morning. We took the ferry out to an island. And the ferry I took back was at 10:40, and the trip is like 20 to 30 minutes. So like, it was midnight. No, it wasn't midnight. It was like 11 o'clock. But it was closer to midnight by the time, like, I got in and got settled down. Because the trip home, I was definitely very tired. And, like, I still am right now. But, like, you think that means, okay, I can lay in bed and go to sleep. But, like, my body was haywire. Because it was like, you've been ill. You've been out. I don't like this. So, like, it took me a really long time to get to sleep because I was just cold. I was really cold. Which is weird because usually I overheat. So, like, I had to get up and I turned the fan off and I got back into bed and my body was still, like, still too cold. So then I, like, got up and shut the window and got back into bed, and then it was, like, too warm and I was like... So I opened the window a little bit, and then obviously that worked because eventually I got to sleep. But it's definitely been one of those weekends that's just seesawing all over the place. Like, just... So now it's Monday morning, and I have work. And for some reason I've been getting Tuesdays off, which is fine, because I've been using them to work on my thesis. But I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to do tomorrow, including thesis work. Because there's some laundry that didn't get done that I want to get done, and I mentioned my room needs a serious deep clean at this point, which I should be able to do while I'm doing my laundry. And then, like I said, my thesis has to get done somewhere in there, and I've got a library book that I need to return before I forget. So it's just sort of all over the place. But I also have time, like, towards the end of the week because I've got shorter shifts this week, which is a little weird. Part of it is there was a tour guide who wasn't available, who's now available. So we naturally have to share the shifts with this additional tour guide. But this long weekend coming up is supposed to be a long weekend, and everyone's talking about how, like, yeah, everybody's gonna be, like, up doing something, and I just, like, I'm working an evening tour on Friday, I'm on call for an evening tour Saturday, and I'm just off Sunday. So basically, like, I don't start working Friday or possibly start working Saturday until 6. So, like, that gives me the entire day. So I've got some chances to work on other things, which is good because I did this really silly thing. So my June goals, which are definitely not getting done, well, maybe the thesis updates will. My June goals were thesis updates and editing Wolves. And by editing Wolves, I mean sitting down with the printed out copy that I've had edited and retyping everything. Because that's actually really helping me move things around and take the comments in seriously. And then I was like, this is definitely not getting done in June, because I am like, it's like the 25th, 24th? 25th. I was right. It's the 25th. And I am like 2 chapters in out of like 30 chapters. So I was like, oh, this is not working. And then, so I was like, okay, maybe it's not June goals. Maybe these are goals for what I call the working season, because I have this job into October. And then I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then I just kept typing additional goals. And I was like, why have I done this to myself? So I look at this and I'm just like, some of these are really quick and easy if I just sit down and do them. Like, I want to get that welcome to my channel video for this channel done. If I just sat down and figured it out and did it, that's really easy to just get off my list. And it just hasn't happened yet, because I've been trying to do stuff before work and I'm not being as strident about it as I should. So, like, a lot of this is just, it seems overwhelming and I'm like, I don't want to do this before I have to go to work. But I added something right at the end of this list that's just, like, it's just the thing I constantly need to remember when I look at this list, which is to improve myself, learn about myself, and be patient with myself. So, like, that's the mantra going through my head when I look at this, and just like, well, okay, this is how we're gonna do things. And some things I am working on. One of the pieces on the list is a full book list on my computer. That way I'm not doubling up on anything, especially since most of my books are in storage. So on chances like when we're doing yard sales at the storage unit, because we're trying to clear some things out, I've been using that time to sit and type up this list. So I am working on things. It's just taking time. And I also have to make priorities. So the job I currently have is definitely a priority, and my thesis is the other priority. But I don't want other things to fall behind. So I'm trying really hard to keep everything in balance. And I guess one of the things I'm really struggling with right now is going to seem really weird. Hopefully it shouldn't be a problem shortly, because we're getting into the high season. But I'm really struggling with the fact that I have nothing to do if I don't have a tour. Because no one said, yeah, just go sit in the staff room and like read or work on your thesis or something. And there's definitely been some like judgments made if I've been in there and it doesn't look like I'm doing something for work. Like there was one point where I had a transit map out because I was trying to trace the trip the tour bus in the evenings makes. And like somebody came in and was like, why do you have a transit map out? And I was just like, because I'm trying to trace where the tour goes. And it was like, oh, that makes sense, okay. And I was just like, that doesn't seem like I can just go in there because I don't have a tour and do something for myself in the meantime Because, like, it seems they're just like, you should be working on tour stuff. What tour stuff? Like, there's nothing for me to work on. Like, I've memorized the tours you want me to do. And I'm doing them when you tell me to and when we have people. So there's these big interim moments. And every now and then somebody, like, gives me something and I'm just like, excellent, this is something I can do. And then it's happened twice now where somebody's given me something and then something's happened and I'm like, oh, we've decided you're not going to be doing that. And I'm okay with that decision. It's just a little frustrating when there isn't an alternative. Like, I walk around the park a lot now because that's the thing that, like, I have. And hot dog vendors in the park certainly know me for just walking around the park, and I don't know what else I should be doing. I would love it if someone would just look at me and just say, no, you can use the office space as long as you're paying attention to the time, and as long as you're doing your job, you have the office space. Grab a book. Because for me, it probably wouldn't be a book. I'd probably be sitting there writing. But I need someone higher up to tell me that is an okay thing to do. That if somebody else then is like, well, why are you sitting here doing this? I can be like, so-and-so said it was okay because there wasn't a tour at this time. And like I said, hopefully this shouldn't be a problem. It would be fantastic if we hit high season and I've got tours aplenty. But it's frustrating to have these periods of time where I feel distinctly useless and bored. And then I look at, like, the list of things I want done and I'm just like, this isn't getting me any place right now. Because I don't have permission to go and do it. So, like, I enjoy the job. It's fantastic when I can just go out and give tours. I don't think I've had a bad tour yet. But between the stuff I want to get done and the downtime at work right now, and how those two aren't melding and nothing's filling that downtime, it's definitely something I'm struggling with overall. And I don't know what to do about it because my boss is very busy and he's juggling a lot, and I don't want to be that extra person who's just like, hey, what should I be doing? So I volunteered to learn more scripts because those seem to be shifts that he's having difficulty filling. I've just been avoiding them because I'm not great on boats, but, like, it's something else for me to be doing. I could pick up some extra shifts because, like I said, I'm very short on shifts this week, despite Canada Day weekend coming up. And so I said that, and I was just like, so, like, it's just hard overall. Because we're definitely a split group. Like, a lot of people at the company don't deal with the walking tour guides. And it became very apparent last night at this party. Because a lot of the people I do deal with, which are people from the ticket office, didn't come until later because they had to work later. And at the party we decided we were going to play kickball. I got chosen last for teams purely because no one knew my name. And if that doesn't bring back grade school insecurities, So it's literally this thing where, like, for sure I'm part of the company, but there's definitely a divide. And as much as I love the job, the downtime right now is wrecking me in a lot of weird ways. Wow, I thought this was just gonna be, yay, Angie socialized even though she had been sick. This is definitely a summer where I'm discovering things about myself and just having to deal with the fact that a lot of those discoveries are not going to be happy, cheerful things. Like, a lot of those discoveries are going to be how my depression and anxiety affect me, and trying to put in, like, safety nets and safety dams around those issues, and then start dealing with those issues directly. And that's not going to be easy at all, because your head does weird things to you when you've got downtime. And when you have depression, a big reason why I haven't been able to sit here and regulate what I've been doing, like, before I go to work, is depression. So, like, those deep breaths are going to become very important throughout the summer. I'm fine. I can do this. It's just going to take some time, and I'm going to have to give myself that time, which isn't always the easiest thing to, like, recognize. So, this video has gone a little longer than it probably should have. I need to go make lunch for work, and we're going to see if we can get this video edited before work. Probably not edited and posted. I'm probably going to have to wait until after work to post it. Also, here's my cat. So, have a cat. There you go. It's great. Whoa! I'm still learning how to use this thing, but I didn't drop my camera onto the floor. Woo! See you next time, Rach.